Hello, and welcome to the second part of Summerween. I'm just going to do my intro here because, to be honest, you're literally only going to see me sitting at this desk. I have done not much this week, and this is going to continue. So, let's go. I have actually already done the 4 days you're about to see, but here we go. Hello. I have started Psychic Teenage Bloodbath. I've not read enough to have anything to say about it yet. I was just sorting out editing episode 1, which will be out by the time you watch this, and I remembered that there's a bingo board, so I'll put that up here maybe. And so it'll be fun to try and get some of these ticked off over the last few days. I was looking to see what I've already done. I was like, oh yeah, I've watched a scary movie, but no, that was before Summerween started, so I need to do that. Read a thriller or horror book. Technically I did it with this one, but I don't know if I want to count that. So I will count possibly like this one when I finish that. Read a book in the dark. That's what I'm going to be doing with 12 Nights at Rotter House, is that what it's called? Read a book with 6 words in the title. I was looking for what I could do for that one. Or see, I'm wondering if I should just do a line or a blackout. So if I did a line, I could do like read a book in the dark, watch a scary movie, read a book with 6 words in the title. Or I could do watch a scary movie, read a thriller or horror book, or read a book outside. I think those two would be the easiest ways to do it. I could do the directional one, read a book in the dark, read a horror or thriller, and then read a book with night sky on the cover, because I'm going to read We're All Monsters here, which has like a night sky on the cover. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. So I think for starters, we'll watch a scary movie at some point, possibly tonight. I'm going to be doing read a book in the dark, the thriller or horror, and the night sky. So that will be done. But read a book outside, I could do. It's not bad weather. Read a book with 6 words in the title. If I did that, it would probably have to be a graphic novel, because off the top of my head I can't think of anything I could fit in with 6 words in the title. I got a lot of books with 5 words in the title. Yeah, possibly a graphic novel. I'll go and have a little look. But I'd forgotten about that bingo board, so that's fun. So yeah, I will get back to you when I've read some more of this. So far today, I have filmed the outro and like my final thoughts on Mer and a few other books I read. Did some other recording. Wednesday morning is the only morning I have free. I'm not physically like out at work, and I don't have kids. My daughter's at preschool till 12, so I try and get all my recording done and as much editing as possible. So yeah, we shall see how the rest of the day goes. I got this to do with my son, some diamond painting. I've seen so many people do it and I thought it looked fun, and I wondered if my son might like to do it with me. I don't know how long it's likely to hold his attention with his because he's 7 years old and ADHD. So we shall see, although he might get a autistic hyperfocus. So we shall see, but I'm going to be doing it with him. So we'll do one of these later, probably one of the animal ones. Back shortly. Hello, long time no speak. I had a really busy day yesterday. I've done a little vlog thing on my TikTok. I had 4.5 hours of work, which my work that I did yesterday was domestic cleaning, and the heat in the UK is awful. Oh yeah, you can hear fans, sorry, because I literally have like so many fans on me right now. And then I had to pick up my daughter from preschool, pick up my son from school. Then I had a parish council meeting because I'm a parish counsellor. It was a long day. I was exhausted, but I did get some reading done. So I don't know if I mentioned this before because it's not on my Summerween TBR, but I was reading Bunny by Mona Award. I did this at Tandem and I finished the audio when I was at work yesterday. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. It was so good. And then I started The Bone Houses, I believe it's called. Neither of these are on my Summerween TBR, but The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. So I'm reading that for I'm reading a couple of various disability representation books this month. This is the first one I've picked up, and it's got a character with chronic pain. But in terms of Summerween, I've made some headway in this. To be honest, I was expecting to finish this last night. I've only got about 40 pages left. I was so tired. I ended up having to admit defeat, but I don't really know what I think about this. The thing is, David Sodergren, his writing is obviously quite gory because he does write extreme horror he writes like splatterpunk, and then under this name is his extreme horror. This is Carl John Lee. His ones under his name, like his splatterpunk books, they have a lot of heart to them, and I think like the emotional drive of the characters really pushes you through the book. And it's not, I mean, I don't generally read any books that people describe as like gore for gore's sake, or like anything like that. I don't really read any books like that. Same as I'm a big horror film lover, but I don't tend to watch films that in the 2000s would have been described as like torture porn, you know. This one, I feel like it doesn't have the same heart, and I don't know if that's just because under this pen name he doesn't write like that kind of stuff, or so we do have like our main character Charlie and her girlfriend Susan. At the beginning they go to a school dance. This is set in the 70s. It's very much like Carrie inspired. They go to a school dance. They're obviously in the closet regarding their relationship because it is the 70s. It's not very accepting, and Susan gets bullied by the kids that bully them. Susan and Charlie are on the roof. They go to the roof so they can have a dance and a kiss together, like the school roof, without anyone seeing. And there's like this big skylight, and the bullies down in the dance see them, and they, like, Susan and Charlie don't realise they can be seen. And when Charlie comes down to get some punch for them, the bullies go up and they make Susan take her dress off because she's wearing the same dress as Greta, who's like the head bully. And then we don't see what happens. She either gets pushed, like shoved, or she trips over. Anyway, she falls through the skylight. And then we follow Charlie like a year later. Susan's been in a coma this whole time. And then strange things start happening, and the people who had a reason for, like, the people that Susan may want revenge on start like being really gory and killing themselves. and Charlie realizes that Susan's like jumping into their body and controlling them, and she's just gone a bit off the wall now. She is literally just making everyone in the hospital like kill each other or other things. I've not watched it yet, but it reminds me of what I know of that film. I can't think of what it's called. I'm gonna have to look up what it's called. Yeah, so and there is like a love story between Charlie and Lynette, who is a girl she's recently met, and they've sort of admitted they've got together, and I don't know, they've told each other they love each other after one date during which someone like killed himself. And I just don't feel the heart that his other books I've read had. So yeah, I think, I mean, obviously I'll finish this, but I can't foresee myself keeping this on my shelf. I think this will be one I pass on. I don't know if I'd put it in a little library in my village. I don't know. I don't want to give any little old ladies a heart attack in my village. I might put it on Vinted. But yes, so I'm glad I've finally got to it anyway. And I also started 12 Nights at Rotter House. That's the one I want to be reading in the dark. So I have the audiobook, and I started it on the way home from my parish council meeting. It was a beautiful sunset. I took a picture. I only got like 2 chapters through. I will do some more of that tonight, and then I will just finish it up tomorrow, because tomorrow's the last day. So I will do as much as I can at night, but then I will just finish it tomorrow. And I also have to finish, or rather I guess read, because I only got a couple of chapters in yet again, We're All Monsters Here. So I've really allowed myself to get distracted by books that were not on my Summerween TBR. But We're All Monsters Here is 99 pages, so yeah, I'll hopefully get that done tonight. So my plan of action for today, I do have a couple of hours of work, but I'll be listening to the Bone Houses when I'm at work. Oh, I could listen to 12 Nights at Rotter House and then finish it in the dark later. I might do it that way round. So I start it and finish it at night in the dark. That's a good idea. I'll do it that way around. And then my plan is to finish this. I'll aim to read this when my daughter's having a nap after preschool. And then that just leaves We're All Monsters Here. And as that's an ebook, that'll be easier for me to pick up tomorrow when the kids are at home, because I can just like pick it up in down moments. Yeah, okay, we're doing okay. And of course I have read a few other books this week, which, you know, I've been quite busy with the other books. So what else? I've read obviously Bunny, and I read Born of Blood and Magic, which doesn't really it's not really like a Summerween book, but yeah, so it's not been like a unproductive week reading wise, just not prioritizing my Summerween TBR, but we're almost done, and we're gonna get it done. This is us manifesting that. So I've got to get ready to go to work. I've just got 2 hours today, then straight after work I go pick up my daughter from preschool. My son has cricket after school today, so he'll be out of the house a bit longer. So I do foresee I'm going to have a couple of hours of reading time during the day when my daughter's having a nap at some point, so that should be fine. And then yeah, and then Summerween's over, which is crazy. I can't believe how quick this has gone. And then on Sunday is the start of July Noir, which I won't be vlogging the whole thing. I will be vlogging about a week, a select few books, which you'll find out about when that happens. And then I also still have a couple of books left from my Giallo July TBR as well. So this just turned into a random rabbiting about my books, but so for that I have, this was one of them, this was a cross one, which is good, and then I've got Red Scholar's Wake, which I need to get to, The King in Yellow, and their group read, which is an ebook, Daughters of Cruelty. I've just realised, like, months are only really 4 weeks, aren't they? They're not like 6 weeks. But no, it should be fine. Although the last week of July is the start of summer holidays, and I obviously notoriously do not get a lot read in summer holidays. Although I do tend to utilise audiobooks a lot. But I think I was looking at my wishful TBR this month, because I've been a little slow at the beginning of the month. I think I would need to finish like the equivalent of a book a day. Yeah, so if I could get, obviously I'll be aiming to get 3 books finished across today and tomorrow for Summerween, so that would definitely be helpful. And then I have my 3 books that I'm like chipping away at, both of which I was hoping to finish this month, but I don't know if that's going to happen now. And so I don't know if you follow me on TikTok, but I've been doing a TBR wheel on there to try and get through some of my physical TBR, and my plan was to read 1 book a fortnight from that. I've been reading Little Fires Everywhere for like 4 weeks maybe. Look, I don't understand why it's taken me so long. I'm just not drawn to it. Like, it's not gripping me at the moment. Like, I'm not gagging to know what's going to happen, and it feels very just kind of like domestic, which I guess is what the genre is. I don't really know. I think it'd be really helpful if I could get a hold of the audiobook for this to try like push through a bit, so I'm really invested, but I can't seem to find the audiobook anywhere, which is shocking because I would have thought, like, my library, I have 2 library options, I would have thought they would have this because it seems like a book club book. But yeah, like I imagine this was a Reese's book club pick at some point, I don't know. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go. I've got to get ready for work and do that and start my day, basically. I mean, my day's already started, obviously. I've got kids that have been up for hours, but yeah. So that's my plan. I'm gonna listen to 12 Nights of Rotter House whilst I'm at work, and then come home and finish a Psychic Teenage blah blah. So I will see you soon. Okay, so I think I'm at the end of this. I have DNF'd the We're All Monsters here. I got to 44%. I was enjoying the basic like story. It's a sapphic vampire book of a vampire who goes on this like work retreat, and she has a plan to just kill all of the wealthy men there, basically. And one of the men, like the head honcho, has bought his female assistant, and they have her and the vampire have like an immediate lusty connection. And honestly, the book's only like 100 pages, okay, so it should just be it's just a couple of hours read. I'm nearly halfway through, and I just, right now, I'm not feeling it. And the reason I'm not feeling it is just because it's quite, it's quite indie dialogue, and I don't know how to Like, that's not a bad thing, and I think if you read a lot of indie published books, you'll possibly know what I mean and know that it's not necessarily a bad thing. But right now I'm just not feeling it. It's just taking a long time to read, and I'm just not in the right headspace. I have read 2 books that were for other prompts which could also fulfill this prompt, which was the sky on the cover. So the 12 Nights at Rotterhouse also fulfills that, and 12 Nights at Rotterhouse, and Moon of the Crusted Snow both have skies on the cover. We'll just double them up. But yeah, overall it's been a really good reading week. I managed to get through, I mean, apart from this last one that I literally did after like 50 pages, and I will come back to it at some point. I would say that was a really positive week. I got through my TBR. Very happy with that. So thank you for joining me for week 2, for episode 2, vlog 2 of Summerween. I will come back to you in the morning and do a proper outro. But yeah, it's just been a hot day, and I think I'm done with that now. I'm ready to get on with my July Noir books, which I will be starting basically immediately now. And I will do some sort of reading vlog for that as well. I won't do it for the whole 2 weeks, but there will be some sort of vlog. So yeah, make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. But I'll be back in the morning to do a proper outro. Bye. So I did go through last night of where I got to with my reading. My TBR was, so to read a book in the dark or at night, I started and ended 12 Nights at Rotterhouse in the dark. Read a horror or a thriller book, I read Myrrh. Read a book with a sky on the cover, that was the book I unfortunately DNF'd, but that was We're All Monsters Here. Read a book you've owned for more than a year, I read Psychic Teenage Bloodbath. And read a novella, manga, or listen to a spooky audiobook, I read Moon of the Crusted Snow. So overall it was quite a good reading week. I gave out, let me just double check what ratings I gave those books, if I've rated them all. So I gave Moon of the Crusted Snow 5 stars, I gave Myrrh 2 stars, I gave Psychic Teenage Bloodbath, I can't remember if I landed on something for that, but I'm thinking it's going to be a 3-star. And 12 Nights at Rotterhouse, this is the one I'm stuck on. Okay, so I don't even know if I told you my final thoughts of this book, but the last few chapters were, in my opinion, amazing. So good, and they really kind of saved the book. Not that the book was bad, there just wasn't a lot happening. It was very, I wanted more atmosphere, I wanted it to feel more eerie, I wanted to be scared on behalf of the characters, and I didn't really have that with this book. It felt like these scares were few and far between, which, considering it's meant to be a haunted house horror, I was expecting them to be a little bit more. I think I may have internally been comparing it to Spite House quite a lot, which for me the scares in that were perfectly paced, but the ending of this was really good. So I think I'm gonna give it a 4. I think I'm going to give it a 3.75, and I will definitely want to check out more by this author. I would love to see this as like a TV movie, or like, I don't know, like an episode of Black Mirror or something. The author does have quite a few books, so I do have a lot there to be diving into to check out. But yeah, it was worth you know, I've been wanting to read that for a while, so I'm glad it wasn't something I disliked at the very least. And a lot of these books that I read this week also fulfilled other challenges, like other bingos I'm doing. So for instance, 12 Nights at Rotterhouse is also on my horror bingo board, as well as Psychic Teenage Bloodbath, I believe, and Mur, actually. Moon of the Crusted Snow is on my 25 books in 2025 board. And then Born of Blood and Magic and We're All Monsters Here are on my Sapphic books, my 52 something, I can't remember how many it is, Sapphic, but 52 Sapphic books. And obviously I'm going to count We're All Monsters Here, even though I DNF'd it, unless we get to the end of the year and I've managed to like keep pace with the rest, and I'll read another book for that space. So I'm very happy that I was able to fulfill other books, other challenges as well as I went along. This was just a really fun week. I wish I'd done a bit more, but it is what it is. I had fun, and thank you so much for joining me this week. Did you take part in Summerween this year? What was your favourite Summerween read? I'd completely forgotten about the bingo board, so I didn't watch a scary movie in the end, but I will possibly do that another night. I didn't actually complete anything on the bingo board because I was going to do the diagonal, read a book in the dark, I've ticked off, read a thriller or horror, I've ticked off, and then the final corner one was read a book with Night Sky on the cover, and that was on I DNF'd. So, Night Sky, the Crusted Snow is more of a daytime sky. Yeah, so that's a shame, but I'm still very happy with all the reading I got done. I've started a new vlog today for July Noir, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, like this video if you made it to the end. If you want to say hi but don't have anything to say, leave something to do with the sky emoji, cloud, sun, moon, star, whatever, and I will see you soon for another video. Thank you for joining me today. Bye friends.